Hello and welcome to the New Times News Weekly Review, where we always take a look at top 5 stories that made headlines throughout the week. I am Lavi Mutanganshura. The prosecution on Friday requested the Nyarugenge Intermediate Court to sentence the former Prime Minister Pierre Damie for a jail term of 5 years over allegedly using a bounced check. On the same charge, the prosecution requested a fine of 892.2 million Rwandan francs. Concerning the other alleged crime of breach of trust, the prosecution requested an imprisonment of 3 years and 1 million Rwandan francs as a fine. The court is expected to give its verdict on the case of Habumuremyi, his co-accused, and the university on November 27th at 2 p.m. Now, in other news, the Director General of Rwanda Education Board, Irene Ndayambaje, and other 2 top administrators of the institution have been suspended over allegedly failing to coordinate the ongoing teacher recruitment process. The news came on the same day when both primary and secondary schools reopened physical classrooms in what the government called a phased plan as the country gears towards full resumption of physical classrooms after nearly 8 months. However, as schools reopened, concerns emerged that teachers who had passed their entry exams and were awaiting placements to respective schools were stranded after more than 3 months. Now, as we proceed, Rwandan and Congolese officials on Monday held a meeting and resolved to further enhance cross-border trade, at the same time preventing the spread of Covid-19. Few days after the meeting, small-scale traders, students, teachers and medics crossing the Gisenyi-Goma border connecting Rwanda to the neighboring DR Congo started crossing over for their respective activities, but with adherence to set COVID-19 preventive measures. So far, students can cross to either country, but in order to prevent the risk of coronavirus spread due to their to and from movements, they are obliged to stay during their course of studies. Now, taking a look at what trended in the education sector, the University of Kigali has announced plans to acquire the infrastructure of the now defunct Kim University. Speaking to the New Times in an exclusive interview, Gustave Tombola, the Vice-Chancellor of University of Kigali, confirmed the development, saying that the 2 parties had already signed a sales agreement which is pending completion. According to Kim leadership, Tuesday's decision to shut down the institution was triggered by financial problems that have accumulated over the years. Now, as we wind up, let's take a look at what trended in sports news. 11 players of Amagaju Football Club this week tested positive for COVID-19. In an interview, club president Emile Mukiza confirmed the reports and noted that all the infected players had been placed under quarantine. This is expected to affect the performance of the Nyamagabe-based side, as the team is one of the 8 teams seeking a ticket to advance to the 2020-2021 Rwanda Premier League. The playoffs games for these teams are slated for November 13th up to November 25th. Well, this marks the end of this week's New Times News Weekly Review. We thank you very much for being with us. For more details on these stories and many others, kindly visit newtimes.co.rw. Don't forget to also subscribe to our YouTube channel, The New Times Rwanda. I am Lavi Mutanganshura, wishing you to have a very good and wonderful week ahead.